Anyway, so we are ready to go. French versus Aztec on the first map, New England. Here we go. So yeah, you were just asking about the map as a player and a viewer, and um, I want to give my comments on that in just a second. So I'm actually, unfortunately, I'm getting a phone call right now, but I'm gonna have to ignore that. But anyway, we're getting into game one here. French versus Aztec. That's an interesting matchup because I think it's a pretty close matchup most of the time, um, and it can go either way. I've played some games where Aztec wins the matchup, and then I've played some where it seems like French wins the matchup. But this map's going to be even more interesting because it's sometimes pretty low hunt and definitely low coin. So uh, let's actually check the hunts and everything just to make sure because sometimes the spawn's messed up.
Yeah,
So
for sure. They look good, don't they? Three for each. What
uh,
do you think?
yeah, three mines each, right?
One, two,
Uh,
three. Yeah, that's what I've got.
this one's a little. I guess that's Mito's fourth mine.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that
Um,
one, and then this one's Mito's. This is actually Mito's fourth mine, but it's pretty far out there. I mean,
yeah,
hopefully they.
those are like the last mines they're going to get
Yeah,
to over the course of this game. So I guess it kind of.
second and third hunts good for Mito. They got a second and third for Aztec. It looks pretty good. I'd say I don't unless I'm missing something. Um, let's go
I
ahead
don't
with
think
this
so. This
though.
looks good to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mito's gonna take a trade post right off the bat. Trying to get unit ticker. So this was a 200 wood start.
Wood start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a wood start. 300 wood for Aztec. All right. So
Wait, is Mito going to skip a house? Is he doing a 10 out of 10? Or am I?
yeah, he must be. Yeah, you're right for sure.
Oh, that's
No, okay,
interesting.
he's doing 12-10. He's gonna get this 90 food treasure right here, and he's got a couple of sheep he's gonna be able to eat. This is gonna work though. This is gonna work. I want to see. He's got two vills in queue. He's probably able to. He might even be able to do no idle time. Let's see. He's got a 70 food treasure earlier, and he's gonna get a 90 food treasure here. He's gonna be able to 12-10 almost seamlessly.
Yeah, for sure.
He's still got a vill in
That
queue.
works out so well for him.
Yeah, he's at nearly 600 food right now. He's gonna eat these two sheep. Yeah, I want to watch closely to when this vill finishes and see how much idle time he actually has. He's got almost 700 food right now. Aztec, what did he use his other 100 wood on? So Mito still has a vill in
Um,
queue. He has 0 idle time for a 12-10. That is
that's insane.
super
That's
good.
really cool.
That is really good.
Do you think he decided to do that on the fly when he got his first 70 food treasure?
Um,
I
I I think so. I think it's always a little bit of a consideration for French, for players, for people that play French a lot because they know how useful it can be. Because especially if you, it has to be a 200 wood start so you get the TP, right? And then basically he can get 700 wood shipped in at like almost right around 4 minutes, I think, and basically build everything off that. You can even skip your market. He's choosing to build his market. You can build it off the 700 wood or the 400 wood, but he's going to build it right away. It's going to be interesting to see where the game goes from here, though.
It's actually going to be a 13 out of 10 if Mito picks up this CDB treasure. And
Yeah,
since the war chief is way over here, I think he's going to be able to get that pretty much for free. Uh, so that's like a really good start for Mito just right off the bat.
oh, there it is. Yeah, I was trying to figure out where that extra 100 wood went for Lucas, but he hadn't picked it up yet. So yeah, this is a good start for French. They get another villager. This is crazy. This is like insane, and that's on Lucas's side of the map too. That's such like massive value for a 12-10. He's up at 320, sub 330, and he's got a shipment ready. This is insane. He's and oh whoops, ATP coming in for Aztec, and I was just gonna
Yeah,
say, text being researched,
that's so surprising.
he's not aging fast. So Mito's gonna be up almost a full minute before Aztec. very, very uncommon start to this matchup. And
Yeah,
there's another
sure.
Vill treasure here. Nobody's looking to get that yet. Mito taking 40 XP in the back of the Aztec
Yeah.
base, but Aztec has already started the foundation on 3 of the trade posts, so he's going to be able to get those. He wanted to just start them on each of them, so the French player could not build them himself. Now he's backing off 1 or 2 of these villagers. So this is gonna, and
So
then go ahead. Sorry.
I at least Mito like got that one TP up when he got it early with that 200 wood start, and then he also like gets a foot into the in the door for the stagecoach. So I guess the ATP is somewhat not as big as Lucas would have maybe hoped, but now he's going for stables. Mitos is going for stables, and I think he's going to go for a semi, or is he going to play this in H2? What do you think?
Um, See, this is kind of like throwing the game off on its typical balance, or the matchup on its typical balance, because like this almost never happens the way it's happening right now. So it's like you got Aztec ATP aging up with a War Hut, and French aging up at 3 minutes 30 seconds on a 13-10, starting stable, sending 4 Vill. So I don't even know where this is going to go from here. I think Mito has to. I think he has to send, yeah, 700 woods. He has to play a little bit of H2, I think.
Yeah, with the eventual goal of going to H3, I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like playing H2 in a prolonged manner, as the French is going to play into the Aztecs' hand, because they have like the ATP, they have like some map control here, and no, I'm wrong. 2 barracks going down from Mito, so I think he's going to stick it out in H2 when you were completely correct.
I think. Oh, I gotta move the donation bar. I gotta move that. But what I was going to say is, yeah, typically you don't want to play too much H2 versus like a contain type of strategy. But oh, what is that? We have a Samwise subscribed to ESOC. Thanks, Samwise. And a raid coming in the back of the base here. Mito's gonna get 1. Oh no, he does not get the build.
He
3
faked
warrior
it.
priests pop out. He's got to get. Ooh, this warrior priest might go down though. Oh, but 6 Puma, or is that 5 Puma? Batch of Puma coming back from the war hut to defend the raids. They're in time. So
Yeah,
no units lost actually. But
yeah.
what I was
Props
gonna
to
say.
Lucas. Yeah, please go ahead.
This was a deleted war hut foundation, so it didn't actually go down. But Musk Husk in a prolonged H2 can actually be. Oh no, God, that hurts. Okay, it's just 1. Um, Prolonged Musk Husk does actually do really well against Aztec, because once you get a mass together, it's really, I mean, in any situation when you have like a ranged unit plus a pikeman type unit versus Musk Husk, it's usually, unless you really outnumber, it's usually Musk Husk favored, because the micro ability, like the ease of micro for the Musk Husk.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get value out of a musketeer and a hussar unit than it is to properly micro,
Yeah, right,
like
right.
perfectly micro, like the pikes around and the
Hmm.
expos, and make sure that the expos, ranged infantry hit the musks and all that. Yeah, I do understand what you're saying on that one.
Yeah. Um, so 600 wood coming from Mito after this. I guess that's
Is
probably
he?
just for maybe houses. I don't think it's necessarily for Expo. Remember, he
He
had to.
actually does
He,
have. He has 4 expo in queue. Actually, 10
okay,
now.
but also it's helping him with houses, because he did skip a house in age 1. So he had to build one in transition in a market. So he basically was a little bit low on wood. So that's gonna help get some houses down. And yeah, you can add in some crossbows. Lucas doing an interesting strategy here. I'm actually thinking he's probably doing a semi FF. Or
Yeah,
are they complaining about that?
yeah.
Oh,
I only just read that. I was
you.
gonna bring it up semi low key, but I guess that didn't work out.
Oh, I got. I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but maybe I can do that after this game. But anyway, so Mito really gearing up for a push here. He already called Minutemen before even seeing any units. So he's just gonna go all in right here, and
Yeah, he
he's not gonna really face any contention. maybe just some.
Does he just clear out the war hut and then just
Yeah, so
forget it, or what?
these are going to be pushed back, and this is actually good information for Mitoe catching the construction of this war hut. And these war huts do have a slight HP bonus because of the age-up politician that Aztec went for. But look at Lucas's resources. He's really close to being able to age up. And remember, he did not use the age-fast politician, so he can use that now. He's got to get the second blob war hut up to kind of have some type of protection. But Mitoe is catching those villagers, putting it up, and they're going to siege it down. That's not going to go up.
Yeah, I don't see that war hut going up. I think Mitoe's going to get it.
Yes.
So Lucas has to defend this with only a single war hut and his town center. He should be able to click.
He's short. Yeah, he's short on the resources.
He opted to make units instead of clicking up, so it's kind of like the worst possible timing to make this. And like some contention here going down. The Coyotes connected with the Hussar.
I'm wondering where all his food went.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out where all his food went. He's got 5 coyotes in queue. Oh, he called the big button jaguars, so they're in there.
Yeah.
Coyotes should pop any second. 6 of them in queue now. He might be able to hold this, actually.
I mean, he has to, because otherwise Mitoe just gets to sit in his base and do way too much damage. Some coyote popping out. They're going to start working on the Hussar. The Mace Holton are getting mowed down by these 2 Hussar down here. And Mitoe has just so much infantry left over after that engagement. And a few Hussar. Yeah. 4 Hussar still on the field. Looking dicey.
The only thing is if somehow... Oh my god, Lucas has so much wood. His TPs are probably still on wood, unfortunately. If he could somehow get... this is going to get caught here.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 Puma
that hurt.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice shipment. 9 mace. If he can hold from here, he still has 4 trade posts upgraded.
Yeah. One of the warrior priests go down. The Hussar do connect with the mace and then get pushed away by the pikes. Puma, I should say. You know, Lucas is really chipping away at this. He might actually clean up, but barely. And then the warriors from the fire pit are also adding their damage to the whole trade.
Yeah. But a big batch of reinforcing units, 10 muskets and like 4 Huss.
That's a lot.
This war hut up top.
That war hut is still trying to go up there. He gets it up. Lucas does get that war hut up, but it doesn't really protect anything back here, does it?
It's just something to get units out with.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
There's no anti-cav left, and this is gonna look like really tough for Aztec. I mean, I guess the musketeers are falling, and these warriors keep spawning out. So eventually Aztec will hold. We got quite a few subscriptions coming in. Conqueror just subscribed. We got Fighting Frenchman and Eddie Holland just subscribed. So subscription train.
Hype. No kidding. And more musketeers coming in, more Hussar coming in as well. Oh, he gets a village or 2. So Mitoe is trickling in units at this point. I don't think he can quite end the game with these few amount of units, but he put a big dent in Lucas's economy and unit count.
Yeah. It's really interesting. So 5 coyotes come out, and Aztec actually has a military advantage right now. And like I was saying earlier, when you get to large numbers of Musk Huss, that's when they really take over. But in the current situation where it's actually military unit count is in Aztec's favor, then it's actually better to be in Aztec's position. Like, 5 muskets and 2 Huss are not going to really do much against this army. Okay, Mitoe scouts it. He's going to leave. Hopefully he gets his CDB out as well.
Yeah. So it looks like Lucas gets to get into like a stabilized position, but he also gets to protect his ATP line, which is a boon that he needs right now. Mitoe did click up to the Fortress H.
Yeah.
So he's going to have access to some really nice units here in a few moments. But I guess Lucas is just taking advantage of his
Oh no.
Superior military? Oh, that's pretty.
This
This is awesome.
this is really bad timing for Mito, and he's not even aging fast. He's text being researched. He's aging with the scout, which is 4 Hussar.
So that coyote raid is doing a little bit of damage up north.
Yeah.
And then all these CDB fighting down here with some idle time, I guess, as well for.
He's held. No, Mito has held with the help of CDB. He doesn't have great coats, which is probably unfortunate. He probably it is unfortunate. He probably lost an extra villager over here because of that.
Yeah.
But he hadn't seen any raids up to this point, so it makes sense why he didn't have it yet. But on this map, knowing how few hunts there are, this is maybe, I mean, if that's probably his last easy hunt, and then this one, which is not very safe. So this is why I was at the beginning of this game, or at the start, I was starting to say that this is a very unstandard map in the amount of mines that it has. This one's still pretty much full, and then Mito's already halfway down on this one. And I mean, we're at 14 minutes, and the hunt is almost gone, and the coin is getting depleted pretty quickly, and will be even more so with the expensive H3 units from French.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Aztec's mines are pretty much intact, and France is depleting the map resources pretty quickly. And Aztec had that ATP line, which doesn't deplete the resources on the map. So something to bear in mind here. Looks like they're still fighting over this trade post. Mito's military mass is just a bit too much. I think,
yeah, there's not enough Puma here. Mito's just going to tank with the muskets and kill the Puma, and then send the Huss onto the Mason. There's not going to be anything Aztec can do.
Yeah, that was what Mito needed to kind of cinch it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm wondering actually why Lucas is taking. It's like he has a sense of urgency, but I don't think he needed to. Maybe
he could have sacked that TP.
Yeah, definitely. And it seemed like, especially at the end with the 5 more coyotes, like that wasn't really necessary. I mean, when you look at the fact that Lucas is C-booming, he must know that Hunt is running out for Mito. And I would have thought maybe he would have been thinking time is actually in his favor. But unfortunately,
maybe he was trying to take a fight before the units get upgraded to veteran or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. That could be.
That's just me spitballing that one.
Yeah.
War Chief is coming up to start wailing on these Hussar.
Yeah.
One of them is really low. Yeah, there he goes.
And also, he maybe was thinking he wanted to take a fight before the Falcons came in, which that would make a little bit of sense too.
Yeah.
Because at this point now he can just slowly kill all the TPs and take the line for himself.
Yeah, Lucas is on the ropes at this point. He did click up himself, but now he has to buy time to make something happen in the third age. But is it going to be enough?
Yeah.
Because he has no military.
Well, what we were saying about Mito's hunt depleting is actually happening to Lucas now. He does have the one up top, and he has some sheep that he has not begun to eat. And of course he's starting to get on water, but he needs to get some type of defense up really quick. He is about to hit H3.
I guess maybe some Eagle Runner Knights would help out here, but there's just too many French units for a single shipment to help swing this. How do you deal with the Falconettes?
Yeah.
Oh, Pitar's coming in.
Wow.
Mito's gonna go for the TC. Is this BM?
Where did that even come from?
I don't know. Hold on.
I gotta find that artillery foundry.
It's right there. And the town center goes down.
Nice.
Mito is having none of it.
Yeah, I don't. Other than putting these warrior priests in cover mode, I don't. He's not even attacking the warrior. Okay, he is. He was trying to siege the fire pit down, and decided that was taking too long. So then he basically immediately killed 1 or 2 warrior priests. This one's at 2 HP. Some eagle runners are in there.
Yep. But now there's just too much French left over.
Yeah, these warrior priests tank so much. It's insane. That's why Mitoe was deciding to.
360 HP.
Yeah, one, but in cover mode.
Yeah, plus cover mode.
Yeah, so that's why Mitoe decided to kill the fire pit on its own rather than try to kill them. Oh, that's getting caught.
Got a raid
though.
with Coyote down
Yep.
here. Yep. Dragoon's getting caught by a Coyote. That's not what you want. Finally, turn around and get a volley off, but yeah, all of these villagers are just going to go down. Lucas is still playing this though. He's I guess he's banking on his.
He has some arrow knights, and actually he has a lot of resources in the bank. And wait a minute, we must have missed a big raid because look at the economic population. Where did we miss that? Units
19 CDBs went down.
What? When? Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm so embarrassed.
I don't know, but like if you look at the UI here, the
more are going down. There's another 5 or 6. That's 6, 5 of them. I can't. 6 of them right there. They're all gonna go down.
Yeah.
And
a bunch of warrior priests are going down.
This is way more of a game than I thought it was at this point.
Yeah.
They evenly are splitting the TP line, and Lucas is up by, well, warrior priests are dying now, but he's up by like 10 villagers. 2 more. These 2 CDBs are probably going to go down. How did we...
Yeah.
I don't know where that happened.
We missed a really big raid, that's for sure. And so did Mitoe, apparently.
Oh, he's going to let this last CDB... Oh, very nice. I like that. He's splitting off 1 Coyote to grab this last CDB, but actually he's probably going to get away because Dragoons are coming in. Okay, back to the main fight.
Those Coyote raids hurt, man.
Some more villagers are going down in the trees. Just villagers dying everywhere. Oh, man. Four Coyotes coming to try to get at least 1 Falc. And then there's an Arrow Knight wandering nearby. 1 Falc does go down. Arrow Knight is targeting the second one. These Dragoons are attacking the TP and not the Coyote. The Falc's gonna go down to the single Coyote.
Those Dragoons were AFK. The Arrow Knight gets, or I don't know if it's the Arrow Knight and Coyote, but they got the Falconet. So that's a really good pickup for Lucas.
And
look at this fight.
These aren't even elite Coyotes. Oh, that's a big ride spike.
Yeah.
Wow, if those were elite Coyotes.
I mean, that's still a bunch of skirms left over, but you know, 5 more Coyote coming in. Lucas is like chipping away at this French army. He's been working on it for at least 10 minutes.
But
some Dragoons reinforcing now.
Yeah, they're chipping away at each other's economy, and well, you've got probably like what 10 or 15 fishing boats for Lucas, so he's probably only has like 10 actual villagers remaining on the map. Some mace are coming out. Oh, they're being upgraded right now, but they're gonna pretty much all die before.
Yeah, they're just gonna die. Yeah. So at this point, what happens? I guess we have some villagers up here that Mitoe needs to find if he wants to take the game, and obviously all these fishing boats are doing some work as well. Oh, the villagers are running. I guess they go back to that war hut.
It's just a big military deficit at this point for Aztec. He does have still so many resources in bank, and Mitoe has 1,300 wood in the bank.
Yeah, not sure what he's gonna do with that. Maybe he set his trade posts to.
It must be. It's actually about to pass right now. 12:24. Let's see. No, he's got it on something else now. But here's actually probably one of the last fights. Elite mace.
Yeah, Mitoe's gonna claim GG.
Yeah, just not enough. Yeah, it was. I could see there was some lag there. Yeah. Uh-oh. That was a very interesting game though, and it usually is on this map. They're discussing the lag right now, and we got a $5 donation from Comrade Spahi. Thanks for organizing Go Mitoe. Thank you guys for the subscriptions as well during the game.
The game was a little bit too heated to talk about it during it, but yeah, we had like 3 subscriptions.
Yeah,
that's a big thank you right there to those people.
Interesting games, like I was saying on this map, usually because the hunt runs out so early. Look at how depleted the mini map is for Mitoe, and then just 1 hunt up here for Lucas. This map always dries out pretty quick on food and coins, so you do have like some oddly stacked resources for each player, and that just happens because your macro kind of runs out. You can't macro for the units you're making for as long as you typically can, so then you kind of just gotta wing it. But that was really interesting
That
builds.
that was a very interesting game to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Wow, a lot of
Um,
villagers died toward the end of the game.
yeah, they both like demolished each other's economies like
I think
throughout the.
that 10 coyote shipment that came out in the back of Lucas's base onto the skirmisher mass, if they were upgraded, I think they actually. Well, and if he had some of the warrior priests remaining, it could have been a bit closer there. But okay, I'm gonna get out of this game. We're gonna
All right.
hopefully get hosted up, and I gotta make a phone call real quick. My friend was calling me. I think he wants to get a parking sticker by me, so I'll try to figure that out. And if you could let me know how to mute notifications.
You got to mute notifications. You can turn off fog of war with control. I'll tell you when you're done with your phone call.
Enable unread messages. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself, and then you can talk to the stream.
You got it.
All right.
You got it. Alrighty, looks like Soldier is out, and that first game went to Mitoe, so he's up leading the game 1-0, winning the series 1-0. Um, I don't know if Soldier knows I can hear him. He might be muted. I guess I'll find out in 2 minutes, just reading off Twitch chat whether or not Soldier was muted. But yeah, Mitoe has it. First game. He can no longer play France in this series. And let's see. I believe that Mitoe will pick first on Bonnie Springs. So Lucas still has his Aztec civilization that he can play for the first series. And it looks like we will be going into a quick lag test game to have a look at the amount of lag that the player are going to experience.
Hello.
Hey, Soldier, good to have you back.
Are we playing, or are we just doing a lag test?
We're doing a lag test.
Okay.
And I don't know what your overlay situation is, but maybe you could keep that up real quick and just adjust your Discord settings. And then they mentioned move the donation bar up from the UI. I don't know if that's
Okay, so I'm gonna join their game as soon as Mito invites me, and we'll see what their decision was. We just did a quick lag test to see what they think. Okay, so it looks like they want to try one game with just me casting.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay,
I'll stick around
sure.
and come back if it comes to it. But yeah,
Okay, and
you have this cast, man.
all
I'm
right.
sorry?
It'll be helpful if you can call out like in chat or something the donations and subscriptions, because I haven't been doing this too many times, so I'm just trying to get used to handling the controls and stuff. So, and you want to recognize the people out there, so that's good.
All right, you got it.
All right, thanks, man. Maybe I'll see you later.
All right, see you in a bit.
All right,
Bye.
see you. Okay, guys. So looks like right now it's just me casting, and we think we got the lag fixed a little bit at least. They're gonna test out one game with just me and see how it goes. So second map is Bonnie Springs, and Mito and Lucas are picking right now. Looks like Mito locked Eero, and Lucas is ready to counter with Sue. Oh crap, I won my auction for my webcam. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna close out everything I can, and we'll be going into this game. Alright, so we're just waiting on Mito. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I think it's a pretty close matchup. I think it's a little bit more difficult for Eero. Let's see, we got Sir Callan subscribing. Thank you. Everybody that's subscribing, we appreciate it, and donating. If I don't call you out, I apologize. I'm trying to just get the controls and all the bars and everything set in the proper locations, because this is actually my first time streaming to ESOC TV, at least in a while. So hopefully the rest of the guys can call it out in the chat to show that we appreciate it. Lucas is going to restart for sound, and then we should be able to go right into this game. So currently 1-0 to Mito. Mito's used French. He won't be able to do that again. I want to take a look at the maps going forward, because that's actually pretty interesting, kind of strange to start off on New England. One of the more, I guess it's pretty divisive. Like, it's dividing the community. Everybody's got different opinions on it. If it's a good map, it's a fun map. If it should be in the tournament or not. So it was an interesting first game there. So yeah, I'm gonna copy the map set here: New England, Bonnie Springs, and then Arizona. All right, so we're ready. I'm gonna jump in this and get these guys going. Game 2, Mito's up 1-0, best of 7. Mito as Eero and Lucas as Sue. This is an interesting map for this matchup because it's not super low hunt, but it's kind of a low hunt map.
Overlay.
Oh, what? I don't think I have the overlay on. So anyway, interesting map because it's kind of low hunt. But it did seem to get some hunt added to it in the last update. Yeah, hunts are looking pretty good. There's a ton of bison all around. We got one on the left here, one in front, and then another one. We got one on the side here, front, and then another one. Okay, yeah, looks good there. Gold mines there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it's okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, looks okay. So this was for the Euro player, a 100 wood start, 400 food. So he did have the option to go TP. They kind of both did, but they're both opting to just hold on to that wood. Lucas has picked up a bunch of little coin treasures. Mitoe getting all coin as well. And Lucas is going to pick up a 65 wood treasure here. He's going to be able to, I think he spotted that earlier and actually calculated his wood chopping. And he's going to be able to build a TP off of that. Yep, he must have calculated that earlier when he scouted that. That's a good decision. Mitoe built a farm with his traveler and built a house. Gathered 25 wood, it looks like, or maybe a little bit over gathered. Because he has 15 stacked up, so he probably gathered 40 instead of the 25. But anyway, he does have a farm. It's kind of an interesting choice on this map because there's no sheep. So yeah, that's a little bit interesting. Maybe he's intending to go for some of those upgrades. I know that you can do that as Zero. You can do kind of like a 10, 15 Tomahawk semi-FF, getting a bunch of farm and market upgrades. So this treasure is going to be contested. Mito's going to get it, I believe. Yep, he gets that. The Sioux War Chief is going to run out of there. There's a converted cougar and a pet cougar in that little mix. This one does 3 times versus Treasure Guardians. That's pretty good. There's not really big, not huge treasures on this map, so it's not going to be super useful. But Lucas, seeing where Mitoe is, he's going to sprint over to this 50 wood treasure and take that for himself. Pretty good age 1 for Lucas. Quite a bit of coin. Quite a bit of coin and a good amount of wood, helping him get that age 1 TP. I think the donation bar is in a good spot. You guys let me know. Yeah, so we're transitioning to age 2. Mitoe looks like he's aging up with the wise woman, which is actually not the fast age politician. So he was able to 14 bill age up, even gathering some wood. Might have had some idle time. And Lucas is 16 bill aging, which is pretty slow. Pretty slow. He gathered about 40 wood to help get that TP up earlier. But I mean, that's a 2 bill difference in the age up, and it's going to be shown in the age time. So Mito's got his TP up. It looks like he's probably heading over for a second one. Yeah, he's got the resources gathered for it. He hasn't switched off of wood yet, so that shows me he's probably going to go for a market as well, or just gather for a longhouse, or maybe even gather for stagecoach. But he's about to drop the second TP there. 1 TP for Sioux to help the gather right here and back here. Actually, yeah, 2 of them. Mitoe is up. He's going to drop a defensive war hut. So Lucas is going to be up around 450 or so, close to 5 minutes. But because he is a native civilization, he can build a war hut in transition. So it really doesn't translate to a super big, I guess for lack of a better word, slowing them down, a slowdown or whatever you want to say. He's still going to be able to make units right around 5 minutes upon age up. And Mitoe, not yet getting any farm upgrades. I don't even see a market, so I'm going to go ahead and say down the cliff he goes. Maybe he's getting stagecoach. Or no, okay, he's built an extra longhouse. Let's see, units in queue. One Tomahawk, and you got some Ayana coming out soon. 5 vills for Mitoe. Okay, so neither player with any economic upgrades yet. 7 war clubs coming out for Sue, and yep, the stagecoach has been upgraded from Mitoe, and it's going to actually be sieged down pretty quickly. Lucas going for a little bit, I guess would say, unexpected, maybe non-standard build for Sue. Usually you'd think they go for like a semi-FF with Axe Riders and stuff like that, 5 700 coin type thing. But he's actually sending, as his first Age 2 shipment, 7 war clubs, and now the 3 little tomahawks here are coming to approach them, and Sedans are going to get a shot off on a couple of them. None of the tomahawks dying yet. Mito's shipping the mixed crates, and Lucas is going for Axe Rider, so complete opposite type of builds. Lucas very aggressive unit shipments, and Mitoe complete opposite, going economic focus. He did get the Great Feast upgrade, which is, I believe, a 10% food gather rate upgrade, and now hunting dogs coming in. So all this economic stuff Mito's trying to pull off while basically having full pressure on him. He does lose 1 tomahawk, but he's pretty okay. I mean, he lost the 1 TP and he's gonna lose the second one, so not ideal. But he hasn't taken too much damage losing units. He's lost 2 tomahawks. Made another right now. Wow, a lot of stuff popping. I think he made 5 tomahawks, got the big button, and 4 Kanya. And this army is pretty big. He's going to try to maybe save this TP. Yeah, he's going to save the TP because these war clubs are going to have to contest the Kanya. And some good micro is going to be important here. The warrior chief goes down for Sue, which is going to make all the units slower during this fight. The Eero war chief with the crack shot nearly killing 4 war clubs. All the war clubs are down. There's still 4 Kanya. And there are Axe Riders to help take down the Kanya. And they're actually in okay position, but the Tomahawks run up on the Setons to get in hand combat, and some Setons are reinforcing as well as some Tomahawks. 1 Kanya is left. It's going to get on the Seton at the back and going to snare them for a bit, get some damage in from Tomahawks. And most of Sue's army is dead here. 1 TP is saved from Eero. And another batch of Seton bows. They are faster than Tomahawks, so they're able to get away. But that was a really good fight for Eero. He lost 6 Tomahawks, 4 Kanya, and Sue lost 11 Seton, 7 War Clubs, and the 4 Axe Riders. And Mito's actually taking this fight. They both felt comfortable taking that fight, but Mitoe lost quite a bit there. Another 6, I believe, Tomahawks. And now Lucas has a substantial mass of Seton bow, and Mitoe doesn't look like he's going to be in position for a stable transition to get some Kanyas out anytime soon. He's hurting a hunt from that side. The hunt is starting to really is starting to be important. Eero hasn't secured another hunt, and Tomahawks, another one's probably going to go down. Yep. So 5 Aena come out, so he's probably going to opt to go with the Aena switch rather than a stable. He does have some coin. He could buy 100 wood and throw down a stable. 7 Aenas pop out though, so he might stay with the infantry squad. And let's try and see where economically where these guys are. Hunting dogs for Sue. 2 food upgrades for Eero, so they got an extra 10% food gather rate. Sue is going to take the second stagecoach upgraded TP. Let's take a look at Lucas's TP. Yeah, he only has the 1 TP, so he does not have stagecoach over there. 2 dog soldiers coming in for Lucas. So he did send 700 wood. He fitted in after the Axe Rider shipment, but at this point it's nearly all military shipments. While Mitoe did get the 5 bills in and the crates. So with the warrior chief trailing to give the boost in HP, Mitoe is pushing ahead. He has a nice group of Aena. Military units. 22 Aena versus 22 Seats and Bow, and there is a TP here, so they have a boost for HP as well. Pretty even units, but a couple extra Axe Riders coming in here. Ooh, this word. Oh, that's so not good. But getting the tomahawks in melee against the cav. The axe riders are going around the back though to get on some Ayana. 4 Kanya coming in from the stable. That's gonna really help swing this fight, or help even it out. There's 1 war club now down. There's just 2 cavalry for Sioux to try to push back these Kanya horsemen. They are not that strong without the warrior chief around. War chief around, but they are getting some good hits in. But 4 more axe riders coming from the Sioux stable right there, and fighting in these trees is probably a little bit better for Sioux. The axe riders are taking out the Kanya, and then there are going to be a few of them left. Looks like maybe just 1 or 2 left to try to take down some of these Ayana, but the war hut being there and this teepee are really helping Sioux in this little engagement. So again, coming out kind of even. But 5 more Kanya are coming out from the stable right here. So Mito's got a little bit of an economic advantage, and that's kind of transitioning into some extra cavalry units. 700 coins shipped to the forward war hut, which is not ideal. That's actually gonna, he can't show that. He needs to try to hide that for the next 30 seconds or so he can gather it up, because if Mito sees that, he's probably just gonna sit on that war hut for a long time. 600 wood coming in from Mito at his war hut. He's going to be able to get a nice batch of Kanya for that. Units in queue. He's got 3 in queue. He's probably going to be able to get a full 5 batch. That's some idols here. But taking another fight here, the Eero Warrior Chief. War Chief is back up. He needs to try to keep him safe this time and give the HP bonus to all of his units. Lucas with a good spot right behind the war hut, trying to snipe some Ayana. But there's just so many Iroquois units here right now. So many Kanya with the HP boost. But the Warrior Chief is about to go down again. He gets a crack shot off, nearly killing 3 units. 5 HP, he's probably about to go down. Yep. But at this point, it's another few Axe Riders popping out. But I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, and that's going to be GG. It was looking pretty good for Lucas early on with the seven war clubs taking down nearly the second TP, but Mito had a really big pop of I think it was a 5 batch of tomahawks, the big button, another 5 tomahawks, and then the 4 Kanya horsemen all at the same time, and just kind of flanked them over here, and had good enough micro to he did a crack shot, warrior special shot on the war clubs, which basically took more than half HP off of 3 or 4 of those guys and took them down really quick. Basically all the anti-cav, so that really helped in that fight. Take a look at the graphs a little bit. All resources in the favor of Eero, which is pretty typical in this type of matchup. Villager count was ahead most of the time, unit population. So yeah, it was just one fight where Sioux lost basically all its units, and Eero didn't lose quite as much. He took another little engagement after that fight, which is not the best, but didn't lose too much there and was able to keep massing. He got basically, I think he got the cavalry out first and was more consistent with the batches, and that kind of felt like that kind of turned the game around. So we're gonna I'm gonna change this score now to 2-0 Mito. This is a best of 7, so first to 4 wins. First to 4 wins the series. I'm gonna get out of this game and head into the next one, and I'll check and see what you guys have to say in chat about everything. Check Discord real quick. Okay, yeah, it looks like looks like the overlay was not over for the last game, so Paul is just getting a random shout out. Okay, so 2-0 to Mito. We're going to the game 3. Let me check the map for that. Oh, actually, I copy and pasted it. Game 3 is Arizona. So Mito has now used French and Iroquois. You can't use them anymore. Excuse me. Thank you again for whoever's subscribing during these games. I'm trying to pay attention, but unfortunately, when people gift subs, it just tells me the notification that somebody subscribed, not that somebody gifted it. So I think Zeely gifted some of those, so thank you to Zeely. These guys are probably going to take a minute to decide the matchup for this next map, 4TP map. And what do we have here? Knuppel has subscribed to ESOC. Thank you. Welcome. Enjoy the emotes. Jump on the forums. Join the community. Hope you're enjoying the stream and the entire tournament. It's been a pretty good one. I like the format for this tournament, and there's been a lot of games, a lot of intermediate level play, which is fun to see different people playing and growing and getting more experience, getting better at the game. Wow, I can't believe I won that eBay that eBay bid for a webcam. And then a new Logitech, the CE920, for like 30 bucks. But I'm also the top bidder on another one that ends in 6 days. These guys are both thinking, so. An interesting build in that last game by Lucas. And it was actually really, I think Mito was taking his time trying to figure out how to react to it. And he played it well. He knew he needed to buy some time. He was getting some pressure early, but didn't take any fights that he knew he was not going to win. Just kept backing up, bought some time so he can basically formulate what he was going to do, and he was able to counter it after a little bit of time getting a shipment in. But I could see that it being very difficult to read what Lucas's plan was and what he was going to do. I mean, he could have easily, if Mito tried to stick with his original option, may have been like a semi-FF with Tomahawk defense, and if he stuck with that, he would have lost both TPs. But he made what I'm gonna guess was a adjustment into playing H2 there. So Mito's locking German on Arizona. That's an interesting pick on this map. You can obviously there's a TP that you can get, but it's very exposed if German is going to try to get to Fortress early. There's definitely potential to have that TP taken out, which does hurt German. So it's going to be interesting how Lucas wants to try to counter German here. He's going to go Aztec. So this is I think this is a pretty close matchup. We had some, I think recently or in the last tournament or something, Kaiser versus Diroga on a monosiv. And I think Kaiser ended up winning with German, but it was pretty close. It's interesting because I think German has to play a bit of Age 2 and maybe even get some DOPS in the mix for their army composition. So we might see some of that. But like I said, TP is going to be exposed out there on the middle of the map. And I'm expecting Aztec to make a few Puma to try to take that TP out early on. That's just my general thoughts. But you could definitely see Aztec maybe just going heavy Coyote, getting 5 Coyote in the German base early on and trying to get villagers stuck in the town center. But Not a lot of Aztec play just in general, so it's going to be interesting to see how what strategy, what kind of idea Lucas comes up with here, especially against a civ like Germany that a lot of people consider really strong. So here we go. We're getting into game 3, 2-0 Mitoe. And on Arizona, I'm going to check these hunts real quick. We got 2 deer. 2 deer there, and 2 deer there. It's a 100 wood start for German, so he's actually and a 200 food, so he can't get a TP. He can't afford to get a TP. Oh wait, sorry, it was a 300 food start, so he can. He even picked up 30 food, and he's gonna probably march right over here and build a TP after gathering. Yep. So it's gonna be a German TP start. Let me finish checking hunts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I hate to. You got this.
Are you ready?
Okay, Mito's gonna choose to
Yes.
play it. Lucas has a back mine and a side mine. Mito doesn't have a back mine either, though. I gotta say something. I mean, he has one side mine. I mean, he's missing a back mine, right? Like, he's got the 2 side mines. But he's missing it. I mean, Lucas has a mine directly behind his town center. I think this is the right call. I mean, you can see all these hunt spots on the map for Lucas, and I don't. That's just my thoughts there. I'll wait a couple minutes to get hung out in the chat and get cursed for eternity on my decision. But I think it was the right call. I don't know. I hate restarting. Yeah, I just because I know like when you're in it, you just want to play, and then if you got to restart a couple times as a player, you maybe lose like your rhythm and stuff like that. So I try not to. You don't like to restart, but sometimes I think you have to. Anyway, let's go back into this game, and I'll check the hunts again right away. Looks like blue down there has 1, 2, 3 extra hunts. Green has 1, 2, 3 extra hunts. Mito's got this one, this one. This one is his fourth mine actually. This one, oh, God. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, they're like all over the place. This would be Lucas's 4th. I guess they're okay. This is like a 5th hunt. This is like or 4th or 5th. This is like 4th or 5th. Lucas has that mine, but then he's got to go this way for the other 3. This is his 2nd, so that's okay. This is his 2nd. Mito's 3rd. Okay, I guess this could be Aztec's 3rd. Okay, pretty even, I suppose. Yeah, I think it's pretty even. Alright. Into the game. Again, same start. Mitoe was able to pick up 30 food again and 80 food, so he's going to get that TP again as well. A little bit later maybe this time. Maybe not. He's got the 200 wood right now, so he's going to switch back to food. And he should be able to do a 17 vil age up with a TP because it was a 300 food and 100 wood start. Lucas, with his wood, has built a house and the fire pit. Alright. Alright, Lucas picks up 80 XP here. The chat is catching up, and they're currently about to hang me for my decision from the restart. Yeah, so we'll see how this game goes again. I think Aztec may decide to try to take this TP out early with some Puma. 3 villagers coming in for Aztec. Mitoe not yet having that shipment come in. And he's gonna attempt to 17 vil here, but he only has 200. He's still got 2 vils in queue, but he doesn't even have 300 food yet. So it's gonna be interesting. It's really painful to 18 vil with Germany, but he might have to. The one last vil is still in queue. We'll see what he decides there. Hear that food gathering sound. Okay, so still has the villain queue. He just dropped in food. I think he queued up another one. Yeah, he's gonna 18 villain. So not the best. Doesn't feel great. It's gonna be a pretty late age up, but he was able to. Oh, canceled. Okay, he canceled. So 10-15 seconds of idle time, I would say. I actually like that better than 18 billing. And Lucas is up. He sent a unit shipment first, which I'm gonna guess is the warrior priest. He's building a house, so you know when he decides to build a house before the war hut, that he's most likely going to warrior priest. Boom. What is happening here? Otherwise, if you build the house before the war hut, then you're really delaying your push. So Mitoe's starting to herd some of these bison in. He's almost up. He's going to be up around 430, 435, something like that. And we'll see the 3 warrior priests are in for Aztec. And he chopped enough to get the war hut down to start construction. He should know where. Trying to turn flag of war on, but it's not working. Maybe I'm pressing the wrong buttons. But he should know where this TP is if he wanted to make some Puma to take it down. He is gathering gold, so I think that's probably what he wants to do. I'm guessing he's either has 700 wood on the way or is dancing for XP to get the 700 wood. No, it's on the way. Okay, so now he's probably dancing for warrior priest. He's gonna use that 700 wood to drop a couple houses, probably a market, and probably get the upgrade for the 3 times bonus XP for the warrior chief. He's trying to stop this German explorer from seeing what he's doing, but Mitoe is there right when he needs to be. 3 settler wagons coming out for him. He has a barracks down for some defense. Units in queue. He's got some pikemen. They both have pikemen in queue. And this German explorer is going to go down. Yeah, it was killed by the warrior priest, so not a huge deal, but you could have let the outlaw kill him for the extra 45 XP. It looks like Lucas is actually still dancing for XP, because there hasn't been a warrior priest that popped out yet. Splitting up some Puma, 3 are going for the TP, and 2 are going to go back to defend Olin raids, which is a really good idea. 10 mace are coming out. Mitoe has, looks like some pike, just 3 pike. And that TP is going to be pressured pretty early. Hunting Dogs is in for Aztec, and German has Steel Traps and Gang Saw. I'm going to do text completed here and shipment sent, so Mitoe got Steel Traps pretty early there. And 8 Expo shipment after a batch of Expo, so he's got just 3 pike here. 4 Olin and some crossbow, and he's going to pressure this war hut, try to get it down while Aztec is trying to get down the TP. 1 pike is unfortunately positioned out on the side there and getting picked off by the mace, so that'll really hurt the siege potential of this German army. Now it's going to be down to 1 pikeman and a batch of coyote popping on that 1 pikeman. This is going to be a really tough fight. Mitoe is trying to pick off the Puma. There's only 4 of them here. They're kind of out of position. They're getting picked off actually without really even fighting. A few more pikemen come in. They're trying to actually siege down this war hut. Not looking like a good fight for German. The crossbows are doing a decent job killing the Puma. Actually, some Olin are coming in. Must be a stable down somewhere, but additional coyote runners are out, and they're gonna be. All the Pumas are dead. More crossbows coming in. It's a pretty even fight actually. The Olin are doing a pretty good job. This one attacking the war chief the whole time. He does get him down, but they could have been doing damage to coyotes. But anyway, some more pikemen coming out. There is no stable, so those were just. That was a 5 Olin shipment. Holy. The 450 big button, 450 food big button Jaguar prowlers are out. They can go in stealth if he wants to. 1 Olin at 14 HP is going to raid around. Maybe just trying to get that the hero to put a TP up somewhere. But he's not going to get much raiding done. 5 coyotes are already over there, ready to kill the. Maybe he saw him run away. He must have saw that that Olin run away. And now 700 wood coming out for German. Oh, this Olin's gonna get picked off, and probably this explorer as well. Yeah, that was good. Good attention to what was happening from Lucas there. Pay attention to what Mitoe was trying to get done. He's gonna get some XP for it. So now Mitoe's got a very interesting double Rax army, mostly made up of crossbow. Let's check the military units. 23 Expos, 5 Pike, and 2 Olins, and a stable is going up now. But this is an interesting point. I've been in this position with German myself quite a while, quite a few times, and he's not going to have the gold for Olins. He's going to probably just wait for the 700 coin shipment. But here we go. Some coyotes coming in with just a handful of pikemen, and now the Jaguar prowls and Puma are. Ooh, but a 10 pike batch coming in just in time. The crossbows are doing a decent job picking off the anti-cav. These 2 Olins are basically trying to run around and distract, and they get actually on top of the mace, and they're both still alive. They're going to do quite a bit of damage until this Jaguar is going to probably take that one out. But still, another batch of crossbowmen coming out, and Mitoe's getting attacked by these coyotes, but he's going to focus them down, be able to take them out pretty quickly. But another 5 coyotes are going to be coming up, but they're both going to decide. They kind of traded a little bit there, pretty evenly. Let's see, the units lost 14 coyotes, 17 mace, 14 Puma, and the 3 Jaguar Prowler Knights, but 22 pikemen, 27 crossbows, and 11 Olin are down. for Germany. So those numbers, looking at those numbers, it seems like pretty even, but maybe a little bit more. A little bit more units died by Germany, a little bit more cost down the drain already. And let's not forget that German is starting to have to move out. You might not have scouted this. I still can't do the fog of war thing, but you might not have scouted that hunt. Definitely scouted this one, so he could head that way. A second war hut for Lucas to help protect from raids and secure some more map and additional unit production. Coyote combat in 4 Aztec, so these are really strong units, especially against German, whose cavalry units are pretty weak. So when they come into combat with the Uhlans, it's going to be pretty Aztec favored. 700 coin, it did drop for Germany, so he was able to finally start queuing up a significant amount of Uhlans. And it looks like Mitoe is going for a mostly Ullan and crossbowman army composition. And kind of like I was just saying, Aztecs doing the same thing. And I think when these coyotes get into combat with the 4 warrior priest attack dance, I think it's going to go pretty good for Aztec. 1 villager being picked off. Both economies are really quite similar, and the scores are exactly even. And here we go, we're gonna have a fight right here. A bunch of Olin coming in and a bunch of coyotes, and no attack dance just yet. Still no attack dance. I think I don't know if Lucas is forgetting about it or just prefers not to do it. And actually the Olin are melting everything here, and more dops are coming, and this is looking really one-sided. Yeah, and that's game over. That's game 3. 3-0 to Mitoe so far. Lucas saying it's pretty laggy. Yeah, I guess if that's the case, that's unfortunate. Mitoe's not really feeling the lag, so I don't know. But anyway, interesting game here. I thought the Coyotes would have done a bit better there. Maybe they were just outnumbered, and without the attack dance, it didn't go in Aztec's favor at all. And then adding these stops here was going to be a big help too. So let's take a quick look at some of these graphs, and they were pretty close, but for the beginning, but it really took off. I think these are mostly the effects of steel traps fully kicking in, and and a couple crate shipments from Mitoe, because he did send 700 wood and 700 coin back to back. So he did an interesting little build there with 3 settler wagons start, and then 8 expos, and then some five all in, which is crazy. But I think you can actually visually see the 700 wood and gold boosts there, especially in short games when the graphs are not as large. Villager count, pretty much what you expect. 3 settler wagons first, and Aztec went for the warrior priest, and then later on 5 hills. Military is pretty even most of the game. This fight looked like it went in Aztec's favor a bit, but then, yeah, once Mitoe added the cavalry in there, it really changed the game up. And basically 3 production facilities at that point that were I would say probably really close to full production out of each of them for at least a couple minutes. For when the 700 coin was in, he was probably able to get almost 15 units per batch for the buildings there. And Lucas was only stuck on 2 military buildings. Uh-oh. Loading home cities, what's happening? Is the server down? Are we okay? Control Shift F. I did. All right. So 3-0 Mitoe so far. We're gonna get into this game, game 4. He's got Florida up. Yeah, I just want to double check that is correct. And so now Mitoe has used France, Iroquois, and German. Lucas has made attempts with well, let's see. Mitoe is asking for another caster. Let's see. We're gonna take a look and see if we can get another caster. But I was saying, Lucas has made attempts with Sue. What was game 1? French versus Aztec. Aztec, Sue, and then Aztec again. So we're going to take a few minutes to see if we can get another caster. They're asking for someone else to take over, maybe improve the lag conditions. I guess I could pop in the Twitch chat. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Nobody's currently responding to me. Oh, let's see. Kaiser says he could take over. Okay. Kaiser, is he even in this? He's not even in the media team channel. So Mitoe's going to lock Britt on Florida. And we'll have Lucas counter pick, and then I'm going to hopefully have confirmation as to if I'm going to cast this or if we're going to have somebody else. Haven't heard anything from Kaiser up to this point. Oh, let's see, he's here now. Alright, so I'm going to leave this game. I'll put the overlay up for a few minutes. Kaiser's going to do a lag test, and then we'll have a decision on how we want to go forward. So we will be right back. Hello. Okay, so we are back. They did a lag test with Kaiser, and the conclusion of that was that it was the same lag. So we're just gonna finish out the series with me casting, and that's that. So okay. So right now, 3-0 to Mito. Mito locked Brit on Florida, and Lucas is counterpicking with Japan. Um, this is a good map, I think, for both civilizations, so it should be pretty close. The winner of this series does go to the finals against Hazza. So this is a really big series. The losers of this series will play against Kaiser for 3rd and 4th place. But wow, we're really coming down to the end of this tournament. It's going to be Hazza versus whoever wins this series. And we're just currently waiting on Mito to green up. I'm going to check again to make sure everything's working for me on the streaming side of it. Everything's correct, no overlay, so we're ready to go. And again, we're just, yep, here we go. Greened up, Mito greened up. We are ready to go, and we're jumping into game 4. This is do or die for Lucas. He has to win this game and the rest of the games if he's going to win the series. He'll have to win 4 games in a row, and I don't know if that's actually ever happened in a 7 games tournament series, but I know there's been some reverse sweeps. Don't know if we've had one as drastic as 4 games in a row, but that's what Lucas needs to do right now if he wants to keep moving on, or if he is to keep moving on. I'm sure he wants to, but he has to win 4 games in a row to do it. Alright, so we're getting into this, starting up already. Mito spreading out his vills. It is a 300 wood, 300 food start for British. That means it's also the same, I believe exactly the same. Oh, no, Japan has 500 food, 300 wood. That is a lot of food. Crazy lot of food. Anyway, it's a wood start. So Mito is going to build a TP. And let's check out. So Japan is making use of the early free market and getting an upgrade for food gathering. This is going to be an interesting game. Okay, and Lucas is also going for a TP. He's chopping some wood. He's going to be able to get the TP and a house and that food upgrade off of the 300 wood. And I'm going to check hunts real quick. It's not super important for Japan, but he does have the one there, a side one, another side one, and the shore one. And Brit has one, the beach one. He's gonna have to. Doesn't really have the side one over here that he can. I guess this would be it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Yeah, they're pretty even. I mean, this whole area right here is pretty empty for Japan, which is kind of strange, but they have the 4 hunts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, pretty even. Gold mines, 1 behind. Mito has the 1 behind. 1, 1. How about in front? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I'd say this is really even. Okay, so no hunting dogs from Mito. He does have 90 coin, but he's gonna get this 40 wood. Maybe he's gonna choose to chop 10 wood to get hunting dogs, or maybe he feels like that'll just slow his age up because he's so close to aging already. But ooh, okay, he does. It looks like he does get the treasure there. Very close though. 3 boats for Japan. Keeps his options open. Can't really tell what that means for him yet, if he's going to go aggressive or if he's going to basically play defensive. This is a pretty close matchup. I think it's I think it's Brit favored, but there's a lot of things that can happen, especially with the not the nerf, the big boost. Hard to get that out, I guess. The boost of Japan, the buff of not being able to see what shipments they've sent. It's a huge balance change, and you can't really tell if they're going to go all in or not. So you got to really try to scout extensively, even though you can't really do that on the water. So you just got to stay in their base and try to see what they're doing, and try to see how many shrines they have on the map. See if you can figure out what they're doing based on the amount of shrines they build. And Virginia Company coming in from Mitoe. I'm going to check the decks real quick. Hopefully they don't complain about lag during that. Lucas, not with much water options in there, and Mitoe with at least some military boats, if you will. No really booming potential on the water card-wise for either player, but more of an aggressive, I guess, water for British. So Brit is going to get up right around 410. He doesn't yet have a shipment. Ages with the tower and the coin. Pretty standard. Helps you get your upgrades. Hunting dogs and gang saw are already in. Mitoe is sneaking a 100 food treasure from the back of Japan's base. And Japan building really defensively with the shrine, the wonder consulate being built up front. So that, I think, would be a tell for me that Japan's going to go aggressive. You get the export from the age up, and you're able to queue some units, and Mitoe sees that now. So it's going to be interesting how he decides to build create his card build and card order to see what he's going to do. An immediate barracks from Lucas. He has yet to send a shipment after the boats, so he has one on the way and one in the queue from the early TP, and Japan just seems to generate so much XP. I don't know why, but he's going to have basically endless shipments for the first 2 minutes of Age 2. 700 wood coming from Mitoe. Let's see what units he has in queue. He's got some muskets out, and now switching to longbow. And we got shinobi, I believe these are shinobi. He's got the stealth archers from Japan and some Yumi. So not much scouting from Japan. I don't believe he did see the barracks, but I don't think he knows his stables there. And usually, I mean, it's almost the only way that you can really punish Japan is if they come out of their base. We'll see if how defensive Japan is going to be here. Sending out for these archers shinobi raid potential, or to just scout, and you can even stealth them a little bit. Not a lot of shrines for Japan, just 60 shrine pop, and that's including 20 from the big shrine. Trying to take a look around. 600 wood from Mitoe to continue his boom. They're even on economic units right now. Economic population, I should say. Another batch of Yumi and some longbow batches. Some musketeers are out. I don't know how many Hussar. You know, he's not even queuing any. Okay, he's got one now. He must have 700 coin on the way. 4 vills from Japan after the 600 wood to help get the Yumis out. And these, let's see. These archers, they did get 1 vill, and now they're in stealth. They're going to try to snipe another one. There, yeah. So this is kind of a slow-paced version of this matchup. Usually, I see British really plowing in and trying to bell up the Japanese villagers. Ooh, these are gonna get scouted by the explorer actually, but he's gonna get taken down. As but there's 3 Huss coming back. Mitoe knew they were there, and he might have even seen them go into stealth if they were in range of the house line of sight. He's gonna pick the 4 of them up for free. That is really nice, and that's a good persistence to try to find the units that you really believe are over there and to pick them up. That's really nice. But in a long drawn out game, that might not matter so much. So, and I kind of expect that for how it's going so far. But yeah, this is interesting British build against Japan, because you don't typically see a Virginia company in this matchup. I don't think. Stable Rickshaw coming out from the consulate for Japan. He's adding in some Ashigaru. And Mitoe has a 3-unit well-rounded composition here. And I think that's going to do pretty well for him. He almost even looks like he has 2 separate control groups for his cavalry. Maybe not. He just had them positioned separately, but now joining them together. Taking down a shrine here. This is actually really, really good for Mitoe, because I'm not sure he knows it, but Japanese shrine count is extremely low. Uh-oh. Is he going to get this upgrade for... Changes archer damage by 25%. It's really early in the game to try to get that, and really costly. Let's see if he's researching it now. It doesn't look like it. And it's so hard to ever run into a Japanese player's base. They just have so many villagers they can just pull to tank with. So many units they can just pop out with the consulate, the barracks, and Minutemen. And here we go. Mitoe is pushing. He's got a lot of Hussar in there. It's got Ashi on the back to zone off these Huss. Villagers are taking shots from the longbow. The Yumi are pretty well protected in this little corner back here. And some Minutemen coming out. Villagers are dropping on this coin mine. But again, these Hussar have been zoned off pretty much the entire fight. There's still a decent amount of Yumi, 14 Yumi. They're picking off the Musketeers really early. Oh, that wasn't a stable. Okay, he has 2 barracks. Okay, I thought there was potential for a Nagi pop, but that's not the case. Yumis are pushing on these longbow. Ashis are getting in there as well. Still 4 more Huss. Trying to get the Musketeers on the Hussar to take one down right there, but there's another batch of Hussar coming in, and there's just a large amount of units for British right now. Lucas has a shipment, but he's not sending it. A 5 Musketeer would be really huge here, but he's just idling that shipment, and that's pretty costly actually. He's losing more units, more vills, and this push doesn't look like it's slowing down. Back with the Virginia Company economic investment, a bunch of villagers popping out all over the place for British out of the manors and being able to get that villager count up pretty quickly. It's not that's just enforcing this push, not slowing down. Full batch of units. Another 5 Musketeers coming in. 600 coin did pop for Japan, and I think he even had another shipment on the way. He could be sending Colonial Militia, or the Colonial Militia equivalent. 5 Ashi pop out on the Huss over here, and 5 Ashi from a shipment. So there's quite a few units out right now, and 5 more from a barracks. So a good amount of Ashi right now, and they're actually tearing through. And finally some Vill tanking. I'm sure a couple units could be popping out of the consulate. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. A lot of villagers are starting to die. 3 more longbow coming in. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. Another 5 Hussar, full batch coming in. And this is looking very difficult. 4 more Ashi. But so many villagers have dropped for Japan. This is a really nice build from Mitoe to be able to afford Virginia Company, get an economic lead and a military lead, and you basically just throw all your units into Japan's base. 5 more Ashi popping out. You might be able to actually hold this, but it's just so many dead villagers at this point. And yeah, Lucas is going to call GG, saying good luck for Mitoe to going into the finals. Mitoe has made it into the finals. 4-0 sweep over Lucas. That is pretty impressive. And Mitoe's he's into the finals, the final two. Haza and Mitoe are gonna be showing off against each other, facing off against each other, probably sometime next week. And Lucas is gonna fall into the third, fourth place matchup against Kaiser. But wow, so Mitoe has made it to another finals of the tournament. Let's take a look at the charts real quick. Pretty close economically most of the time. It really just changed when Mitoe was able to bell up the villagers for Japan. I think Mitoe was able to transfer the slightly more resources and just the resources in general into military quicker. And he had a huge peak at about 9 minutes and was able to push in. And the only way Lucas was able to dwindle down Mitoe's mass is by tanking with vills or belling them up using TC fire, things like that. So eventually, when those vills are not gathering or they're dying, then then Mitoe was able to just kind of take off and keep enforcing, and had enough villagers the whole time to replenish his reinforcements without any hesitation. All right, so that's it for that series. 4-0 to Mitoe.